Welcome back to Hoochos. Today on Hoochos, we're going to be unboxing and par testing this. This is the MIGRO Array. Let's get to unboxing. Discreet packaging. I've been so excited to get this light. Thank you, Shane. Yeah, nice. Lift up the top layer. So I watch a lot of MIGRO. These are used to connect the panels together. Cool, okay. 3 connectors, the MIGRO driver, ratchet hangers, and this is, I'm pretty sure this is for the cord. This is sort of a friction hold hook for the cord. So these are connectors. They remind me of the 12 volt connectors you get for garden lights. And that's the MIGRO driver with an Aussie plug. All right, so let's discuss the light itself. This is the MIGRO Array 4 plus red. And have a look at that design. Now that is how you get a really good footprint. This is one of those LEDs that takes multi-point lighting to the next level. So this is a great way to not only dissipate heat across a larger area, it also gives you a really large footprint so that you can hang the light down as close as possible. The flowering coverage for this is basically what you see of the light here. It's 4 foot by 2 foot, but the veg coverage is 6 foot by 3 foot. So I'm 6'2", my height by my width really, 3 foot. That is a large veg coverage. Now those coverages are measured at 6 inches, which is a lot closer than most lights are measured. However, as this light is spread out over such a large area, it really won't concentrate that light too much in any one given area. So the LEDs used here are Sol semiconductor LEDs, and intermittently throughout those LEDs are spaced OSRAM 660 nanometer red LEDs. This makes the light a full spectrum grow light. Over the top of these LEDs is an acrylic conformal coating, which is there to protect the LEDs from foliar feeding or any grow room conditions like humidity and whatnot. The lights are suspended from your grow room or whatever you are suspending the lights from with this unique hanging system, and the lights are actually suspended from the cord that is powering them. The only things that I'd change about this light is rather than cutting out the MIGRO symbols, I would have had them embossed, just because it does structurally weaken these points in the middle. You really want to handle the lights by the cords and by the light bodies, and not by these connectors between the lights. They're really only to give distance between the lights. So the lights themselves are powered by a MIGRO driver, and this driver supplies 240 watts to the array. On the driver there is a dimmable toggle that goes from 0, which is off, and it turns on at 10% and brightens all the way up to 100. The heat sinks are anodized aluminium. It's a flat heat sink on the back. The board has a really premium feel, and it's really interesting to see what someone with a lot of knowledge in this field can do when they design their own LED grow light. Testament to this is the length of the cord. Now, this is what makes growers happy. We don't want to run extension cords because LED light manufacturers are too stingy to shell out for any decent amount of cord. This is fantastic. Also, something that's really underrated in the LED light industry is the fact that this driver can be kept outside of the grow area. Now, it's not attached to any heat sinks, it's just free floating, and you can have this as far away from the light as possible. The cord from the driver to the wall is shorter than the cord from the driver to the array, and it gives you 3.5 meters of distance. So having this outside the grow tent is a huge advantage for both the lifespan of the lights as well as the heat produced within the grow tent. You can tell that a lot of thought has gone into the design of this light. All right, that's enough discussing the light. Let's hang it up, put it over a PAR sensor and see what values we get. Okay, so I'm going to be testing this light at a height of 7 inches, which is the 6 inches plus the PAR sensor that I'm using. That's going to be tested in a 2 foot by 4 foot, which is the flowering area. I'm also going to test it at 13 inches, which is 12 inches plus the PAR sensor, in my 1 meter by 1.2 square meter area. Keep in mind that these values are the light without reflective walls. So if you have reflective mylar walls or panda film walls, you will achieve a higher efficacy and PAR map around the edges of your grow room. One thing I'll comment on about the cord length as well, from both of these lights, you've got enough length to hang these in individual grow rooms. So you could split these up and have them in separate grow rooms running off the single driver. There's just that much length in these cords. You can see the length here. I just want to show you that these are real PAR values, because it looks a bit weird having a 720 right in the middle here, but it's just because of the positioning of the grid. About 720 there, fluctuating. And the watt draw is 248 watts from the wall. All right, so I've got the PAR maps. For the 12-inch height with my area, we get an average of 397. We can then times that by 1.2, which is the square meterage of my area, and divide it by 248, which is the watt draw from the wall. We get an efficacy of 1.92 micromoles per joule. For the recommended flower height for this light, which is a 4 foot by 2 foot area, we take the average for this area, which was 767. We can then times that by the square meterage of that area, which is 0.72 square meters, divide it by the watt draw, which is 248, and we end up with an efficacy of 2.23 micromoles per joule. Now that's huge. And remember, there are no reflective walls around this light. So as you can see, it's encroaching on the edge of that flower footprint. So the reflective walls would just up that efficacy even more, which is really good to see. Thanks Shane for sending me out this light for review. And I'm really pleased that it performed up to the high expectation that I hold you and your channel. And it's a really fantastic product. I'm excited to throw it over some plants and get growing. Thanks for watching today on Hoochos. Happy hydroponicking. And I'll see you next time.